paying respect to my deceased mom. 40 plus years too late.
This is Richard Black, a Windrush victim who after 41 years is finally returning back home to the UK.
Wow. Can't actually believe I am leaving. It's been a long, long struggle.
Here in Williamsville, Trinidad, we're following Richard Black days before he prepares to return to the UK after a long battle with the government.
This is bittersweet, right?
Richard's daughter Marissa won't be joining him. She was born in Trinidad after he was exiled, and she's been denied British citizenship.
So I'm happy for them, but obviously I'm a bit sad because now I don't have anybody. Now I am stranded in Trinidad, although I am from Trinidad, but I have no literal immediate family in Trinidad anymore.
Richard Black and his wife Cleo have decided now is the time to go back to the UK. Travelling thousands of miles away from the life they've built, to return to the life Richard was suddenly removed from. Richard Black was born on another island, St Lucia. At the age of 6, he came to the UK in 1960, where he went to school, got married and started a family. When St Lucia became independent, his citizenship was called into question. It took him decades to prove he should have been in Britain all that time. He finally came back on Monday, and I was there to greet him.
Welcome home, both of you.
I'm so happy to be here. It's unbelievable. I have so much of things to say and do. I have to try and get my emotions under control right now because this is 41 years plus.
How are you feeling? You've seen Richard through this whole thing.
It's excited for him that he's finally here and he can get all that he deserves. All that he deserves. So we're walking along memory lane then?
Yeah.
First stop for Richard Black, the neighbourhood he lived in as a child, Notting Hill. But the most important place for him to see was the cemetery.
She tried her best. She did her best.
He was unable to attend his mother's funeral.
Richard, this is such a really difficult moment. Can you just sum up what you're feeling right now?
I'm happy to be here at long last, paying respect to my deceased mom. 40 plus years too late. The people who refused me re-entry into this country so I could come and pay respect to my mom, I will never forgive you for this. I will never, ever forgive you for this.
Richard Black is among a cohort of people who lost their homes, jobs and families because of the hostile environment policies, and he wants the government to pay.
Through the Windrush compensation scheme, have you applied?
They offered me £40,000. They could take that £40,000, stick it. Right? Stick it. They need to be able to, I'm sure most English people will understand what I mean by that. They need to be realistic.
Some people watching might say 40,000 seems like a lot of money. 40,000, you get to draw.
Let me just stop you right there, my sister. How is it that, and I'm not denigrating the post office workers, how is it that they could get a baseline offer of £600,000, right? And people who've gone through as much hell as them will be offered £20,000, £40,000, and things like that. So they have no respect for us. We are less valuable than postmen and postwomen.
This has hurt you, hasn't it? It's changed you.
It has made me bitter. And sorry, I apologize for that because I'm normally a very happy-go-lucky person. When I was in the UK, it was party time, right? House parties. I was never into politics. Politics is not my thing. But the whole idea of giving people of color small money, that's a political decision.
We put these points to the Home Office, who gave us this statement. The government is committed to righting the wrongs of the Windrush scandal and making sure those affected receive the compensation they rightly deserve. This area was synonymous for Black British Caribbean culture in the 80s when Richard Black was last here. One of the reasons he wanted to come back was to reconnect with places like this, but it's totally different. One of the other reasons he wanted to come was because he wants to connect with other Windrush victims too, so that they can fight for justice together. Jackie McKenzie has been working on Richard's behalf.
How many other people do you think are in Richard's situation?
I think what we're seeing is large numbers of people around the world only now beginning to understand that they are potentially a victim. And even when they come forward and make applications to come back either as returning residents or to assert their rights to come back as people who were settled in the UK, the Home Office are refusing them. And I think those refusals need to be looked at.
Richard Black's 40-year fight to return is now over, but the pain of what he went through will stay with him for a lifetime.